Okay, yeah, sorry about that. My phone was full, so the video kind of stopped abruptly because my phone ran out of space while I was recording. I had to go clear some files out, take care of some things. But now I'm back, and I'll go ahead and pick up where I left off. Yeah, the music industry is full of a lot of bad actors. Um, with that being said, it's great if you've got that talent, if you've got that desire to make music, to be creative, to express yourself, and see how the world receives you. It's great to to put your soul out there in a song and have it be well received and critically acclaimed and commercially successful. It's very very nice. It's a very good feeling. You'll relish that. But yeah, back to what I was saying. A lot of people will just steal credit for your work. There are a lot of top artists, a lot of very famous artists. I'm reluctant to name names specifically because of legal issues and YouTube's issues around that. You gotta watch out with respect to copyright and the claims that you do make. And of course, mine usually do get verified when I make them. But I do want to tread carefully around that. But yeah, there are a lot of top artists right now, a lot of big names who've just like stolen credit for my songs. I've written and produced a lot of songs that are top hits, that have won Grammys, that are number one on the charts at some that were number one on the charts at some point. And the people who sang them, the people at the production companies, they act like I don't exist. Why? Because it's money, they could just lie to me. I get that upfront payment, and they get the tons of royalty, everything on the back end. Um, and that's how it is sometimes. A lot of times, it's the artists themselves. Like when you see a lot of these artists who list themselves as producers and songwriters. Songwriter is one thing. Very often, I won't say very often. Every once in a while, artists will have a song. They'll say, "Hey, I've got this idea. I want to write about it. I want to think about it. Can you help me shape these lyrics up?" And they'll work with you on making the song. In that case, yes, the artist is of course a co-songwriter with you. Um, that does happen. But I'll give you an example of when like that's not the case. Usually, it only takes one, two, maybe three, at most four people to write a song. It usually only takes like one person to write a song, really, one or two people. If you think about it, that makes sense. I mean, everybody's taking high school English. Songwriting ability doesn't, it doesn't progress much from that. Sometimes, collegiate education can help with that, but um, if you've got a 12th grade education, there's the whole staple 12th grade reading level that everybody remembers. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a 12th grade reading level, you can write a good song, um, without a doubt. So um, it's not like it's that hard to write one as far as like putting the words onto paper. But some people do have a certain knack for it. Like, some people are good at making jingles. Some people are good at developing new inspired rhymes. Some people are able to tap into maybe archetypal concepts and other things that draw people towards the song and its expressiveness. I think that I had a certain knack for those things, um, and a lot of the songs I wrote have done well commercially. So that's all. That's always cool to see. But like I was saying before, every once in a while you'll see something that's obviously like somebody stole credit for a song. Not necessarily for me, but somebody obviously stole credit. Like if you see somebody who wrote a song and there are like eight songwriters on the song, like or like 10 songwriters on the song or something like that, like that person did not write that song. What happened was that person had someone else write the song for them, and then they got their people to pretend like they wrote it, and they stole credit for that song. So now it's them, and they have a bunch of other people that can just say, "Oh, hey, I was on that song too. I co-wrote that song," and we all don't know that original person who wrote it. So that's one way that a lot of people steal credit. If you see somebody with like five songwriters, that person stole the song. Even if it's like even in a lot of rap songs that have like tons of features. Because I've worked on rap songs where I produced, trap albums, written lyrics for rap songs too. Um, and of course, a lot of people in rap are bad guys. A lot of them are pretty open about being bad guys. But yeah, even in those songs that have a bunch of different rappers on, a lot of times those guys have and it's 2025, in some cases ladies, and sometimes those guys and ladies, because there are a lot more women in rap now, a lot of times those guys and ladies have ghostwriters. It's not just Drake who has a ghostwriter. Okay, of course the old staples that he's coming, he's some like guy from Canada, nobody knows him, he's a white dude. He shows up, he's kind of like a colonizer almost. He's like, kind of Milli Vanilli, to some extent. Like, is this guy? He's a poser. He's making all this money. He's, saying he's the best. He's losing rap beefs and resurrecting himself. Like who? Like what other artist do you know has lost like big rap beefs like that, and still has a huge presence like this guy? you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And but it's not just, but he's known for having ghostwriters. So he's known for, not having the creativity on his own to, craft his song lyrics and make money off of that. Like it's, what good is he for? He's just writing someone else's stuff. At least he can sing. At least he can hold a note. I'll give him credit for that. Um, but it's not just him in the rap industry who does that too. Plenty of top rappers who do that, who just ghostwrite, who steal, people's ideas, the lyrics, the creativity. People in the music industry too. Back to what I was saying about songwriters and production. Very often, I'm sorry. Back to what I was saying about singers and production. Very often, the singer will just, work with a producer who's not as well connected in the music industry, um, and they and their people will just steal it. I mean, they'll just steal credit for it. A lot of singers have listed themselves as producers of their own music. They don't even own the master copies of the music. Like I've produced tons of songs. I still own the master copies of the songs. And you have situations in which top artists are naming themselves as producers of their own music, and they don't even have the master copies, the original copies that you need for remixes, um, and things like that, of their own music. Why? Because they didn't produce it. They just lied about it and stole it. Um, and you have that a lot. If you look at a lot of top songs, you'll see who produced the song. They'll say, "Oh, the artist produced the song." They say the artist sang it and the artist produced it. The artist worked in the studio or crafted the song or whatever, and that's a complete load of BS. Okay, what happened was they had somebody else work for them. Um, and they just lied and stole credit about it. So a lot of artists today, and it's interesting because we live in an AI driven era. A lot of these artists today are complete posers. Um, Unfortunately, they can sing, but even the singing, um, I've met a lot of artists when they were first getting started. Some of these people were around my age. I talked to them when I was in high school. Um, or even before, and they're just getting, and they've gone to have big success. But a lot of them couldn't even sing that well, or a lot of them had a sound, but it wasn't their own distinct sound, and they sounded like somebody else, and they had to get vocal training. And that's one thing I was good at because I had a really good ear. Um, with a lot of these artists, I used to take them to my local church and like give them like vocal training lessons, because when you're that age, you're starting out new, you might have some promising talent, but you're unpolished. So I would have them sing the lyrics a certain way, and teach them how to reach certain notes in the song, in the way that was most appealing to the fan base, or that would be. So that's one thing you got to watch out for. Another thing is that a lot of artists and production companies tend to inflate their sales. They'll just lie. They'll just release an album, and then it'll flop, and then they'll consistently re-release it year after year after year, and they'll lie about the numbers, and they'll also take the sales from the previous year and pretend as if they were sold that year as well too. You see that with a lot of music out nowadays. Like I know some of you guys have noticed that it's odd that some of these songs have been, said to have been released in like 2024. And when you think back, you're like, I heard this song back in like 2018. Like this has been done with some songs that are like 10, 12 years old. So that does happen a lot too. A lot of re-releases for songs. But yeah, it's it's um it's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I'll delve into more personal stories as we go on. But I did want to elaborate more on that. Um, so thank you guys. I'm sure that I'll have more to speak with you guys about in the future, and I look forward to speaking with you guys again soon. Bye.